Okay, let's talk about copywriting now. I've been asked for about 2.5 years to start speaking about copywriting weekly. It used to be daily, but weekly I get asked on advice with copywriting the same questions over and over. Oh, what about outreach? What should I do? How much money can I make? Blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. And something tipped me over the edge the other day where a member of my Telegram group messaged me and explained to me how much money he'd spent on courses, thousands of dollars on courses, trying to figure out, how to get clients with copywriting, basically just throwing money down the toilet, hasn't seen no return on copywriting, and he's wondering if he should stop and maybe pursue something else. Now, when I started doing copywriting 2.5 years ago, I learned how to do copywriting in Hustlers University, right? When I first joined, there was a few thousand members. Now there's hundreds of thousands, right? So I got clients fairly quickly. If you're doing copywriting now and you're reaching out to people, trying to sell your copywriting, but everyone that you reach out to has been reached out to 1,000 times already. Whereas 2.5 years ago, you were probably the first one, or one of 5, or one of 10. And if you stand out, you might be able to get the client. The thing is though, even back then you'll get the client, you'll get paid, and then the next month they might pay you again, and then on the third month you'll lose the client, and then you have to find another one. And now you've got 2, and then you lose one after a month, and then you lose the other one after the second month. These are things that people don't really speak about. And that's why I kind of decided, you know what, this shit's not sustainable, and I'm not even the best copywriter, and I'm not even that passionate about it. And I've made a bit of money, let me just bow out and just leave it, because I could see that it was getting harder and harder and harder. Now, still 2 years later, I'm seeing people messaging me, like, what's the magic trick? So you've learned how to do copywriting. Let's say you've learned in the real world. Now, the real world, it's cheap, innit? So that's $50. So you learn how to do your copywriting. After a month, you can leave. Do you know what I mean? You've learned how to do it, now just leave if that's what you want to do. But as far as paying thousands for these other courses, and I know you got free courses on YouTube, the reason why it's better paying for a course, and I'm not trying to sell you a course, I ain't got no course to sell, but the reason why it's better paying for a course is because then you're gonna commit to it because you're paid. I know it sounds silly and you feel like you'll commit to a free YouTube video. You're not. You're gonna type in the video on YouTube, 1,000 other videos are gonna come out, you're gonna click the first one, it's not gonna snatch your interest, you're gonna go to the next one, you're gonna go to the next one, you'll look up and you haven't done anything. If you buy a course, commit to that course and do it, whether it's the real world, whether it's one of these expensive ones, whatever you wanna do. Now, once you've learned how to do copywriting, you've got a skill now in your back pocket. Problem is now, is people think, no, I'm gonna get clients and offer them my copywriting skills. Now, with so many copywriters around these days, how good have you gotta be to secure clients that are gonna pay you 3, 4, 5 grand a month? With everything that's going on, with all these people that do copywriting now, with ChatGPT, with everything that's going on, what's gonna make you stand out? This is the issue. So if I had to start again, I'd learn how to do copywriting and just keep that in my back pocket. You can use that for anything. You can use that for personal brand. You can use that trying to sell different products. You can use that trying to sell your course. You know how to do it. You're a copywriter, you learn how to do it. Trying to sell your copywriting is a million times harder now. So what I would do, so you got your copywriting skills, I'd learn how to do thumbnails, video editing. And this is another thing, if you're my age, if you're 25 and over, you're not gonna be able to compete with these young kids. And it's just what it is, do you know what I mean? These kids will learn how to do thumbnails, they'll learn how to do video editing, they'll learn how to do short form content, and they'll learn how to do the copywriting. They'll use the copywriting skills for the outreach, and then secure the client by offering them the video editing and the thumbnails and all that shit. The copywriting is now kind of like it's like a subcategory, if that makes sense. It's kind of like, you're not gonna make all the money with the copywriting. The copywriting is gonna help you make the money with something else. Does that make sense? So that's the mistake you guys are making. You're like, I've learned how to do copywriting, this is how I'm gonna make money, this is it. No, you've learned a skill, now use that skill to make money selling other products or offering a different service, but the copywriting will always give you that advantage, because to be fair, I do receive some outreach, because I've seen both, you understand? So I've been a copywriter, reaching out to people, trying to secure clients. Now with me doing YouTube and doing a few other things, I've got a bunch of you guys reaching out to me. Some of the outreach techniques is terrible. So there's so many people doing outreach, and people with a small following. Even me, I've got a small following, and I've daily someone trying to get me to employ them by doing video editing or doing copywriting or making a website or doing all this type of stuff. And every DM I get, you can just feel the desperation. And then if you read it and you don't reply, yes, 100% you should follow up, but it's not follow up, it's spam. Again, it's desperation, it's crabs in a bucket. You've all come from the same place, you've all come from the real world, or you've all come from wherever you've come from. and you're all scratching and clawing trying to secure a client in an ocean of other people trying to scratch and claw and secure a client, where 2 years ago it wasn't an ocean, it was a swimming pool, and there was a few people in there, and it was a lot easier to get a client. It was hard from my experience to hold on to the client. I couldn't even imagine trying to do it now. So yeah, I'm not gonna do a whole long-winded course on how to do copywriting. The real world taught me how to do it. If you want to use that or use something else, do whatever you're doing. There could be some crazy copywriters that sell a course and they've got the magic trick to get you a bunch of clients and all that. So fair enough, I'm not here to dump on no one's course or anything like that. I'm just telling you, it's hard. You might want to think about doing something else. If you're 1 year in and you've not made a single penny, move on to something different. You know how to do copywriting now. You can build your own brand, do your tweet every day, do whatever you're doing, social media, do whatever you're doing. You can use it for other shit, but trying to sell your copywriting skills to someone, the ship sailed, in my opinion. I could be wrong. Peace.